Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, it's this hopeful Chewbacca back at the Church of Chewbacca, and today I'm going to go over the 5 reward options in the Battle Royale Flawless 12-0 pack. Obviously, you can get this pack one time without going 12-0, and that's if you get 50 points in the Battle Royale program. Now, you get 1 point for every single win that you get in any Battle Royale, as well as there's some missions based on certain cards that you can draft and do those missions, as well as you can get some points for going 9-0 on runs, as well as going flawless. So pretty much if you go 12-0 flawless, you'll probably be able to get 2 of these rewards, even without having to go 12-0 twice. But I'm going to give them in-depth true reviews, kind of let you know if I go 12-0 or if I get those 50 points, or maybe if I do both, which reward I would pick at the end of this video. But we're going to give them in-depth true reviews, rate them 1 through 5 Chewies. Let's get into it. Vladimir Guerrero. The 2006 veteran version of Vladimir Guerrero is when he played with the Anaheim Angels. He's 92 overall, right-handed throwing, right-handed batting, and he's a right fielder. He can also play left field. He's 6'3", 220 pounds, and he was one of the best right fielders, in my opinion, that has played baseball, at least in my time of being alive in the last 30 years or so. He had tremendous power. He was very entertaining to watch, and he had a tremendous arm. Now, granted, this was more towards the end of his career. He's age 31, not the absolute end, but he was not the same young, flashy defensive player that he was when he played for the Angels. However, for his attributes, he's 86 contact versus righty, 125 contact versus lefty, 72 power versus righty, 91 power versus lefty with 94 vision, 56 discipline, 84 clutch. So this card has very good contact at 86 against righties and 125 max against lefties. Then power-wise, he's going to crush lefties at 91 power. He only has 72 power against righties, which is a little bit disappointing, but it's more than sufficient. He would be a great batter against lefties. Obviously, he's a right-handed hitter. The 94 vision is some of the best in the game as well for a power type of hitter. As for his fielding, he has 66 fielding, 87 arm strength, 80 arm accuracy, 71 reaction with 72 speed, 45 stealing, and 40 base running aggressiveness. Now, Guerrero's not the same fielder that he was obviously earlier in his career in this particular card, as it is his veteran card, but he still has very good arm strength at 87 arm strength. I think he could be a tremendous corner outfielder at this point in the game. I'm going to give him 4.5 Chewies because he has good power. I like his swing. Pretty good defensively, even though the fielding at 66 is a little bit of a downside. Decent speed and reaction at the low 70s. Obviously can crush lefties. The thing holding him back a little bit is the fact that he doesn't crush righties. But overall, he's a very, very good card. He's somebody at the very least you could platoon in the outfield if you wanted to for a long time. Mikeschmidt. The longtime Philadelphia Philly Mikeschmidt plays third base as his primary. However, really back whenever his 1986 in the second half here, he really played a lot of first base. If you go look up him on Baseball Reference, he probably played more first base than third base at the second half of the year, but everyone knows him as a third baseman, so that's what they got him as the primary. Secondary is obviously first base. Bats right-handed, throws right-handed. He's 205. And he's 6'2". Now, what I will say about his attributes: 70 contact versus righty, 112 contact versus lefty, 86 power versus righty, 106 power versus lefty, 86 vision, 111 discipline, 90 clutch. As always, Mikeschmidt crushes left-handed pitching. However, his swing is kind of hard to get used to. It's a little bit loopier. It's not 100% direct. I know some people mash with him, but I know a lot of people do have trouble hitting with him. Overall, though, he does have a very good vision as well as discipline for what he is. Great power against lefties, as already mentioned, kind of like that Vlad Guerrero we just went over. He has even a little bit better power against righties, a little bit less contact than the Guerrero. Looking at his fielding, he has 80 fielding, 74 arm strength, 77 arm accuracy, 67 reaction with 39 speed, 4 stealing, and 6 base running aggressiveness. So this is not the same Gold Glove level Mikeschmidt that we're used to. I'm sure he'll probably have a 99 overall that has amazing fielding that's in the mid to high 90s, but right now it's the beginning of the game. You're not going to get that version of Mikeschmidt till a little bit later. Typically, he does have somewhere in the low 90s, high 80s diamond early in the year. So this is kind of tradition here. I will say his fielding's not as good as I'd like it to be. On top of his loopy swing, I'm going to give him 4 Chewies. Yeah, his hitting's about equal to Guerrero. The reason I like Guerrero a little bit better than Schmidt is because Guerrero swings better. That's what gives him the half Chewy nudge compared to the other options that you'd have to pass up. But Mikeschmidt's going to get 4 Chewies from me. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about this Mikeschmidt as well as that Vladimir Guerrero we already went over. Tom Seaver. The all-star version of Tom Seaver from 1975. He's a starting pitcher for the New York Mets. 92 overall, right-handed throwing, right-handed batting. He throws a 4-seam fastball, sinker, slider, 12-6 curve, as well as a changeup. 6'1", 205 pounds. This is his age 30 season. he was a tremendous pitcher. He'll have a 99 overall as well, just like that Mikeschmidt. I'm sure Vladimir Guerrero will have a 99. I think all of these cards that are in this set will probably have a 99 overall, to be honest, later in the game. But this card right here for velocity is 94 miles per hour on his four seam, 93 in a sinker, 85 on a slider, 12.6 is 78, 81 on the changeup. Looking at his pitch control, very good control for his three more primary pitches. At the four-seam fastball, 88. The sinker's 95. Slider's 84. Then his curve and changeup gets a little bit willy-nilly here at 69 for the 12.6, then 60 for the changeup. The pitch break is going to be 84 on a four-seam fastball, 88 on the sinker, 91 on the slider, 80 on the 12.6 curve, and 65 on the changeup. The changeup's really not his bread and butter of a pitch at this point in his career. The 12.6 and the slider, though, are very good, and obviously the sinker is nasty from the siever. Looking at his attributes, he has 109 stamina, 86 hits per 9, 100 K per 9, 69 base on balls per 9, 87 home run per 9, 77 pitching clutch, 79 control, 83 velocity, 91 break. Now, I do think Seaver is normally one of the best pitchers. He has a very good sinker in this case. His hits per 9, though, at 86 is a little bit concerning, even though he has good K per 9 at 100. I'd like to see his hits per 9 higher than what it is. Even if you get a super refractor, which is aka the fifth parallel that you could get, he only gets with the 91 hits per 9. That's a little bit worrisome for me personally, as well as he does have slight control issues on his 12.6 curve and changeup. Not as big of a concern, but I'm going to give him 4 chewies just because the hits per 9 are not as high as I'd like them to be. I get he's a very early on card, and I actually do like that about him, is that he could be pretty dominant. But I do think that maybe some of the 42 series team affinity pitchers would be better options than this Seaver, especially because he's not like the overpowering version of Seaver we'll see later in the year. He's not throwing his fastball super fast. It's only 94 miles an hour. I think even if you get him with the fifth parallel, it only gets to like 96. I could be wrong, but I don't think his pitching goes like super, super high speed-wise. And that, I think, hurts the card a little bit, is he normally throws in the high 90s whenever he has his 99 overall card. So the pitch velocity here hurts him as well as the hits per 9. Lou Brock. The St. Louis Cardinals outfielder Lou Brock from his 1967 postseason card, 92 overall, left-handed batting, left-handed throwing. He can obviously play right field as well. I said outfield, but he's a left fielder traditionally. Can play right field, does not play center field, though even though he's very, very fast, he would cover a lot of ground in center field. That's not one of his secondaries. He's 6 foot tall, 170 pounds. And this card is a pure contact hitting card with a little bit of pop, but he has a super nice smooth swing. 120 contact versus righty, 97 contact versus lefty, 58 power versus righty, 53 power versus lefty with 91 vision, 40 discipline, and 98 clutch. So like I said, he's going to be a great contact hitter. He should be your leadoff guy. Last year's Cardinals face of the franchise card was absolutely disgusting. I'm sure this card will be kind of close to that. That was obviously, what, a 97 or 99? It was 97 to 99. It was a great card. This card isn't quite that, but I do think he's going to have a lot of those bloop hits over the shortstop. I do think he's going to hit gaps, and he's super fast, as we'll get to here in a second. He has 76 fielding, 78 arm strength, 75 arm accuracy, 80 reaction with 99 speed, 99 stealing, and 99 base run aggressiveness. So as fast as he could possibly be. Reminds me a lot of the Billy Hamilton, but he's not a switch hitter. I'm going to give him 4.5 chewies, just like I gave that Billy Hamilton in the Space 2 pack. Go check that video out if you're curious about any of the Space 2 cards in there. Gave them all in-depth true reviews, as well as let you know who you should pick for the rare tier as well as the base tier. So go check that video out. I will put it in the top corner here. However, for this card, 4.5 chewies, I think he's a wonderful card. Very, very fast. Can do a lot in the field. He does not have the best arm, but in left field, you don't need to have the best arm. He's going to flag everything down, though. Good contact, can definitely be your leadoff hitter. I really like this Lou Brock this early in the year. Billy Wagner. The left-handed reliever that has 2010 All-Star card for the Atlanta Braves, it's Billy Wagner. He's obviously a closing pitcher, as mentioned. He bats left-handed, throws left-handed, four-seam fastball, slider, and changeup are what he's going to throw. And really, this should probably be his veteran card. He was 38 at the time. He's 5'10", 180 pounds. Looking at his pitch velocity, he's going to go 96 miles an hour with an 83 slider and an 88 mile per hour changeup. Then you're looking at his pitch control, 88 on the four-seam fastball, 78 on the slider, 55 on the changeup. His pitch break is going to be 92 four-seam fastball, 99 on the slider, 69 on the changeup. What I will say about this Wagner is typically he throws about 100 miles an hour. At 96, he'll probably hit 98 or so max. Maybe with the fifth parallel, he'll reach 100 if it gives you a couple mile per hours on the four-seam fastball. His slider's still devastating at that 83. Big-time change of pace. His changeup's 88, so that's a little bit harder. You'd like to see that a little bit slower, but it should be okay. Typically, he throws a curveball instead of a changeup. This card has a changeup, so that's kind of unique because his Houston Astro cards have always thrown a curveball with the slider and four-seam fastball. Now he has 25 stamina, 109 hits per 9, 110 K per 9, 63 base on balls per 9, 76 home run per 9, 125 pitching clutch, 73 control, 83 velocity, 99 break. So great pitching attributes for a closer, especially a lefty closer this early in the year for sure. What I will say, I'm a little bit concerned that he does not throw that triple digits or very high 90s for this card, because he's really only like a two-pitch pitcher. You could throw the changeup if you want, but it's pretty hard this year compared to that curveball that's really slow in the 70s. He normally has like 3 tiers of pitch speed, which is really good for the Wagner, but he is still going to, I think, be very hard to hit, and he has good nines. I'm going to give him 4.5 chewies. Maybe I'm rating him a little bit high, but I think he's a 4.5 chewy pitcher, and that's because there's not too many left-handed relievers right now, especially not dominant ones like this Billy Wagner could possibly be. That's going to wrap up the true review of all 5 of these cards. Obviously, we gave them their proper true ratings, 1 through 5 chewies. You guys should let me know in the comments which one you think is the best player. So if I get to the 50 points that you need for the Battle Royale program, or I go 12-0 flawless, the card that I will pick will probably be the Billy Wagner or the Lou Brock, if I had to be honest with you. I do think Vlad Guerrero is great, but I do think there's other guys that could kind of replace him, or he's more of a platoon guy that hits lefties. I just think overall he's a very good card. He has a very glitchy swing. Siever and Schmidt are also good picks. I think Siever, for a lot of people that might want starting pitching, would be a very good option, but I would pick Brock or Wagner, leaning more towards Wagner if I do get to those 50 points in enough time. There's only about 4.5 days left to get these cards, and they'll come out with a whole new set. You still might have these cards as an option. I'm not really sure, but they'll probably come out with at least 2 more. I didn't realize the Battle Royale seasons were so long, which is kind of nice, though, because it allows you to get more cards and accumulate more cards. However, I'd probably pick the Wagner or Brock if I had to have a choice, leaning more towards the Wagner. Let me know who you guys would pick out of this pack for Battle Royale. If you get those 50 points from the program, or if you go 12-0, or both, let me know. I'd love to hear from you guys. As always, I appreciate all of your support. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share this video with any of your friends that play MLB The Show 21. And hit that notification bell so you know when I'm uploading more videos. You guys have a great day and be safe.